Alright, kings and queens, the DIYers of USA. I'm doing a YouTube video, started a YouTube channel for the unsung heroes of the DIYs. Took my car to Pep Boys yesterday, had a diagnostic ran to find out why my vehicle was throwing the VSC off, track control off, check engine light, and the maintenance light all came on at the same time. I have installed a blue drive. I highly recommend getting one of these. They are incredible. They pull all codes that a standard snap-on code reader will pull. And there was a lot of recommendations on how to fix the issue. The most common fix for this problem was replacing a fuel cap. Now, that doesn't always fix the problem, so I decided that I would take it up to Pep Boys and have it fully diagnosed with, a mechanic look at it. Now, they was going to charge me $326 and some odd change to replace this part right here. So instead of spending an arm and a leg, I decided to research and found this same part for $68 at AutoZone, and they found the part for $126. So you do the math. I don't know where they're getting their part from, but probably not the best place. That's probably a gold-plated valve. So to get started, what we're going to do is, first thing, especially to make it easier accessible, is to remove these two bolts on the top of the cover to have better access to it, so you're not trying to bend around hoses and whatnot to get to this part. So 10 millimeter socket typically does it. You just remove these top bolts, set those aside, make sure you don't lose them. And then cover will just come straight up and lift off. Now my engine's a little dirty. Haven't done a whole lot of work to it since I bought it about 2 years ago or a year ago. So the first step in taking off the solenoid, this is already replaced. This is actually the old part right here. And this is the thing that was bad, that was tripping all those sensors. Now once I replaced it, it made all the codes go away. So I'm assuming that the problem is solved. Now, the first thing you're going to do is disconnect the wiring from the solenoid. And I didn't really have to use pliers to pull these. I mean, it's pretty flimsy, so you can do it by hand. But if you have to, I mean, you just pinch it, pull it, twist it, bop it. Now, that's off. You take this other hose off, get that out of the way. Now, up under here, there is a 10 millimeter bolt. So we go back to 10 millimeter socket and ratchet. Connect it down here. And these don't have to be torqued down too hard. It's just basically keeping it in place so it doesn't move. I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos for 08 4Runners Typically, a lot of people say between 05 and 08 they're about the same, but I wanted to do it for the specific model because I wasn't able to find the specific model on YouTube. So that's simple. $300 or $600. You do it yourself for $60. Now, it's basically just reverse the process and putting it back on. So you're basically just gonna do the same thing. Get this hose away. Just bolt it back up. Once you get about hand tight, you put the socket and ratchet on it. I do a quarter turn. You don't want to strip the bolt. So what do I do? I like to make sure that it's lined up. It's got a little pocket where this little square piece goes into. I like to make sure that everything's square, and then just a little torque on it, not too much. You don't want to snap the bolt. And just reverse the process. And take this hose, put it right back on the sleeve. And you're going to take this hose with the filter, put it back on here. And the connector goes right back on. Once I plugged all this in, have everything hooked back up, all my codes went away. This isn't a surefire fix to the issue. If your vehicle is still throwing codes, I definitely recommend getting a blue drive. They're about $100 on Amazon. They work like a charm. I highly recommend them for the DIY guys. They are the best thing, best investment, I say. Also just changed my oil while I was doing all this just to get that out of the way as well. It makes it easier to have the cover off too for that, so that you can get to the filter up here on the top. One thing, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but whenever you're taking the oil filter off, it's got this little drain hole down here, and that goes to this little sleeve here. There is a few different ways to do it. I'm going to end up putting a hose there and zip tying it so that I can get to it from the bottom. Or you can use a thin bottle or a cup to catch the oil when you twist this off. The 2008 4Runner takes about 5 quarts of 5W30. Then once you got all that done, make sure this is lined up here, and then you just push it down, look for the hole, put that down, and then you take your little bolts or nuts, tighten those back down. And those take a 10 millimeter to tighten back down. And you don't want to torque those down too much either. You don't want to strip the set bolts that are in there already. And that's pretty much it. I need to do I'm going to do a battery video eventually, probably next week, to teach you how to prevent corrosion, which I have. Had it same battery since I bought the car, so it's time for a new one and get this corrosion out of here so that my car runs smoothly and efficiently. But I'll be making more videos for the 4Runner, and hopefully this helps you out. Return for more. Thank y'all and have a blessed day.